Everyone, welcome to the show. I have some good news and some concerning news in regard to the midterm elections and how voters are feeling. So first, the good news. Independent voter focus groups have been conducted. This has been going on all year, conducted by a group called Engageus. I think I've talked with you guys about them before. I've shared some of their focus studies, and the participants are done with Trump. They're just done with Trump, also Trump-like candidates. And the key with these groups is that these are all swing voters who voted for Trump in 2016, but then went with Biden in 2020. And throughout the year, there's been a distinct trend of nearly 100% of these people. When asked if they would vote for Trump again, if he and Biden had a rematch in 2024, almost 100% of the participants said no. And these focus groups have taken place in very critical battleground states like Arizona, Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Out of 89 Trump to Biden voters, only 13 said that they would vote for Trump again. And it's not that they're excited about the Democrats and Biden. In fact, when they were asked to describe their feelings about Biden, they said things like, quote, bored, confused, lack of confidence, uninterested, apathy, silly, or goofy. However, what they don't want is they don't want to go back to the crazy. And they make it clear they don't want mini Trump candidates either. In addition, nearly all of the participants disagreed with the overturning of Roe versus Wade. They almost all support abortion rights. The participants did say, though, that inflation is top of mind for them. But here's the bad news for Republicans. These swing voters don't blame the Democrats for the state of the economy. They're completely divorcing it from Democrats. The pollster said, quote, they will say that it's the pandemic and all the spending that came out of the pandemic. It has to do with supply chains. It has to do with Putin and Russia. He also said that these independents aren't tying Biden to their local or even their statewide candidates. Instead, the pollster said that what they're doing is evaluating the candidates based on their own merits and what they stand for or against. That's really bad news for Republicans who are spending a small fortune on these ads, over and over again. They're trying to tie their Democratic opponent to Biden. It's definitely going to resonate with their base, but their base was going to vote for them already. And then here's another bit of bad news for the GOP. When asked about Pennsylvania candidates John Fetterman and Dr. Oz, these people overwhelmingly supported Fetterman, and very few said that his recent stroke would affect their vote next month. And here's why these independent voters are so crucial. According to the data, in each of the past 4 midterm elections, independents sided with the victorious party by more than 12 percentage points. So, for example, in 2010, the majority of these independent voters sided with the Republicans, and that's when the Democrats were just decimated. And then in 2018, a majority of independents voted for the Democrats, and we all know Republicans got blown out. Also, in the presidential races in 2016, Trump won the independent voters by a slim margin, but it was enough to push him over the edge. Whereas in 2020, Biden won independents by 13%. Now, here's some concerning news for the left. Democrats' lead is shrinking in regard to Hispanic voters. It's still much greater than what the Republicans have as far as percentages go, but it has decreased, and that seems to be a pattern. A recent Washington Post Ipsos poll showed that if the election were held right now, 63% of registered Hispanic voters would vote for the Democrat in a congressional race. Only 36% would vote for the Republican. Still a 27-point lead, but as I said, it's shrinking. It was 40 points in 2016 and 2018. When asked what their top concern was, it tracks with everyone else. They, say it's definitely rising prices. 31% of them said rising prices. A close second, though, was abortion, and that was coming in at 20%. But when they were asked about 12 different issues and which party they trusted to handle each of those issues, Democrats held the lead in 10 out of the 12. There were only 2 topics where Republicans scored slightly higher, and that was on crime and rising prices. And Hispanic voters whose top concern is abortion were more certain that they're going to vote in the midterm. So that's a big deal. 75% compared to 60% who said, yes, I will definitely be voting in the midterm, but my top concern is rising prices. So there's this apathy gap. It's almost like, yeah, rising prices is my main concern, but it's not necessarily going to drive me to the voting booth because I don't think that the Republicans have the answer either. It's not going to change anything. And then 67% of poll respondents said that they disagreed with the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe versus Wade. So just like we saw with the independent voters, those swing voters, the vast majority of Latino voters, of Hispanic voters disagree with the overturning and taking away of rights from women. So it seems that that is a more salient issue, that is a more emotional issue for people that is going to drive them to the polls. So whether or not it works out, we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of other polls out there that are still putting Republicans ahead. And just historically speaking, statistically speaking, Democrats have to have a very large lead. They have to have, I'm talking like close to double digits in order to overcome some of the structural issues, some of the gerrymandering that's been done. You know, that's just the way it goes. So I'll keep you posted. I'll let you guys know when I hear more. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.